and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. Jitty here with another episode of Battle Bites here in World of Tanks. And today we are finishing up our Road to the Motherland mini-series. And in this episode, what I'm going to talk about is what it took to acquire the Motherland. And the goal of this video is, for those of you guys out there that blitzed through this op, you secured the Motherland, you didn't have any trouble. There's not going to be too much valuable information in this video for you, other than maybe comparing how you did to me and probably laughing at how much better you accomplished this mission than I did, how much more efficient you were than me. Mostly this is going to be for the people who kind of looked at this mission, maybe were intimidated by it, maybe just didn't think they had the time, or maybe missed it, were on vacation, or were otherwise indisposed and couldn't accomplish this mission. And this, what I'm hoping this will do is give you an idea of what the mission took, and in the hopes that Wargaming gives us a similar mission in the future, you'll know what to expect in terms of the time commitment, and then you'll be able to make an educated decision up front about whether you'll be able to invest the time that you can expect to complete the mission and to hopefully acquire whatever future tank is offered in a mission similar to this one. So I'm going to run through those numbers first. I've got a little bit of B-roll rolling in the back here. Rather than just some dry numbers on the screen, I thought I'd put a decent video up. This one is nothing special, wasn't good enough to warrant its own full replay, but it'll serve as some entertaining B-roll as I run through some numbers that might be a little bit dry. And then what I'm going to do at the very end of the video is I'm going to post a series of screenshots of all of my battle results for the Road to the Motherland mission. So I have it divided by day that I played, and it'll have the tank I used, the map, what kind of battle, the XP that I earned and whether it was doubled, and the amount of damage that I did. Just so you have an idea, you can see what those numbers look like in terms of a typical play session for me getting through these missions. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into some hard numbers. And the first number, the most important number that I think you need to know, is how much time needed to be invested to accomplish this mission. So the way that I did it, I had a premium account running during the entire mission, but I tracked my XP data as if it was non-premium time. So in order to unlock the Motherland tank, you needed a total of 150,000 XP. That's across the 5 different ops, 10,000 for the first, 20,000 for the second, then 30, then 40, then 50. And of course, the time gating of those missions skews things a little bit. You couldn't start mission 5 on day 2. You had to wait until close to the end of the operation for mission 5 to unlock. So that was the hardest push, was to get that last 50,000 XP in the last few days of the operation. So the event ran for about 3 weeks. It was about 21 days. And in order for me to get 150,000 XP with my premium account, I only needed to earn about 100,000 non-premium. And in order to earn 100,000 non-premium experience points, it took me 13 hours, roughly, just about 13 hours of total time, and that was across 9 different days of playing. It was a total of 101 battles in my tanks. And because this was a Russian or Soviet specific mission, some people might have had access to some more powerful vehicles. My Soviet lineup is not super impressive. It consists of mostly mid-tiers and mostly mediums, a couple of lights and a couple of heavies. I ran with the MT-25, the T-34, the KV-1, the IS-3, the KV-85. I threw the KV-2 in there for a couple. And then I also purchased a Tier 3 T-46 at one point as well, just to flesh out my lineup. Having more tanks, getting those doubles, was a big key to completing the event in my book. There's a lot of games that I played in some of these mid-tier tanks in the T-34 or in the KV-2 where nothing happened. I maybe fired a shot, or my team got steamrolled, and I put up 40 XP or 100 XP. And when you're grinding towards totals like 40,000, 50,000, putting up one of those games really hurts. But when you have a decent game, and if it gets doubled because it's your first win, you can take out a 1,500 to 2,000 chunk of XP. Again, this is all non-premium. You can do that pretty quickly, and that puts some big dents in the totals that you're trying to accomplish. So 13 hours across 9 days of playtime Now that was to get 100,000 XP. That's if you're running a premium account. If you're running a non-premium, then you would need another 50% on top of that, another 50 on top of your 100 to get to a total of 150. So you can add on another 6 to 7 hours. You're looking at about 20 hours of play time in order to get there. And again, you look my stats up. My username's not hidden. You know, I think I'm a bit above average in terms of a player, but certainly nothing special in these Soviet tanks. I don't even know if I'm that. So, you know, if you're a rock star, you can cut those totals down. If you're a scrub, you can pad those stats a little bit and add some time to it. No problem. But that's what you're looking at. 13 hours for a premium account holder and about 20 for a non-premium account. So that comes out to about an hour a day in terms of what you need to do in order to get this done. If all the numbers stay the same, you have about 3 weeks, you have the same total of experience points that you need to get. So that's that. In terms of how my performance paid off, I'll show you the total number of damage that I did throughout the entire event was about 76,000 hit points worth of damage. And that was what I needed to do across 101 games in order to earn just over 100,000 XP. My win rate was almost dead on for what my career win rate is. I was sure it was going to take a hit here, but my win rate was at about 55% with a little bit of change on top of that. So even in tanks that were brutal for me, it didn't really affect my win totals too much. So just before I roll the hard numbers for each of the day's performances, I just wanted to give some wrap-up thoughts on the event. First of all, loved the idea of this event. Loved that you could secure a tier 8 premium tank, and a unique one at that, by spending no money and just accomplishing some missions, grinding out your tanks. There was no skill barrier really in place. If you had the time, if you put in the time and the effort, you could get this tank and you could grind it out because all you needed to do was earn XP. So props to Wargaming for that. I thought that was fantastic. In terms of how it was handled, boy, grinding out these Soviet tanks when you don't have any that are really, really good can be a bit problematic. I was definitely feeling the grind. I finished up the Motherland, secured the tank, and I've been on about a week hiatus from World of Tanks. I cannot bring myself to go back to the game right now because the grind was a bit brutal for me. Mostly, again, that's because I was playing tanks that I don't thoroughly enjoy, and the fact that I just had to put myself through the meat grinder with those tanks repeatedly just burned me out a little bit. So maybe if there's a way to loosen up those restrictions a little bit, some other way to earn progress rather than just being tied down to one nation's set of tanks, that might be helpful in the future. One thing that was definitely nice about the event was that there was a 3 times XP day in the middle of the event. I think it was to celebrate maybe the 500,000 subscribers to Wargaming North America's YouTube channel or something like that. But we had a day in the middle of the event. It fell during the number 4 op where you got triple XP for all of your first wins. And I'd actually fallen a little bit behind my schedule at that point, and I was able to blaze through the op number 4 to catch up thanks to that triple XP. So that was great. Having something in the middle of the event that kind of breaks things up, freshens things up, speeds up your progress, or maybe twists the action a little bit. I don't know exactly how you do that. Maybe you have a day where, you know, you play non-Russian tanks, if that's what you're playing, or non-Soviet tanks to earn XP towards the event. Just something to mix it up might be a cool way to break up the grind, because you're doing something for 3 weeks. If you're doing anything for 3 weeks and it's not something you're really, really into, for me playing these mid-tier, not great Soviet tanks, it's good to have something to break that up and keep things fresh and not get you so burned out on the road to it. So all in all, great event, really loved it. A couple of tweaks maybe here and there to make going forward. Hopefully they do this again. I think there's an opening for a German hero tank. I'd really look forward to that. I think that would be a lot of fun. So hopefully we get to see another one of these soon. Hopefully you guys have an idea of what it will take. If you weren't able to accomplish this the first time, what you'll need to do in terms of setting aside some time, scheduling that into your play schedule so that you can complete the mission. You don't have to be worried about it. You'll know that as long as you put that amount of time in, you have a good shot at getting the tank. So hopefully you guys found this useful. Like I said, if you were one of those guys who just blazed through this, feel free to use this thread or the comment section where you're finding this video to tell me how quickly you were able to get through it, what tanks you used, how did you find success in this, any tips that you have for people who may be looking at an op like this in the future. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you found it useful, please give me a thumbs up on the video. Really do appreciate it. As always, you can subscribe for future content. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Peace.